So this person might not feel like a girl or a boy. So their pronouns would be them and they, right? And so when we're talking about them, we could say they really like mac and cheese. Or spaghetti. Or we could say, I really like them. Well, what if this person didn't feel like a he? What if that person felt like a she? Yeah. Then we would use what pronouns?
Girl.
You would use pronouns that make you feel like a girl? And what are those pronouns? Do you remember?
She.
And
Her.
That's right.
Okay, so you're a mom. Yikes.
This is infuriating. It's infuriating because somehow, and again, I have a hard time believing that the majority of people in society believe that this is the right way to go, but somehow we've conditioned enough people that there is this kind of child abuse happening where you just completely abdicate your responsibility as a parent. Right? Like your responsibility as a parent, the number one thing you're supposed to do is teach your child right from wrong. The number one thing. And that doesn't just include morally. That includes like scientific facts, right? You have to teach them what is factual and what is not. And somehow we've convinced a certain subsect of society to just completely abdicate that responsibility to explain to children if you are a female or a male. It's maddening. It's one of those, you had one job. You had one job as a parent to explain these things to your children, and instead you're confusing the out of them.
Well, and that's what I think is interesting is this is the erasure of women. It's like you're teaching a kid that a woman is not something inherent to birth. The woman is not something biological, that this is based off of feeling. Now, this is Eastern tradition. This is the idea of connecting to nature, of connecting to feeling rather than to analytical fact, to reason, to logic. This is antithetical to Westernism. And this is what's funny is all of this weird leftism that you see what's happening is when it comes in, the reason why they're attacking and using that to attack Western ideology is because they're just trying to weaken our nation so they can bring about a equity of nations so they can bring about a one world order. Why? Because a strong Western nation is exactly what gets in the way. Now, what is a strong Western nation? It's people that rely on reason, people that rely on logic. This is about heteronormativity in their own words, about a male dominant, masculine dominant society, femininity, beauty, standards, right?
Strong families.
Exactly. These things, a faith in God. And these things keep people healthy and whole, and by his design, we are happy. This is what we call Chad immunity. Right? This is Chad immunity. And we've talked about this. If you are healthy, happy, good looking, like if you take care of your body and you work hard and make money, you're not going to be depressed and people are not going to be able to take you down. And that's why they have to make you sick, unhealthy, and poor, because then you become a victim and then they can control you. And so that's what they're doing is they're breaking people down. A beautiful woman like yourself is strong. That's what's independent. That's what's amazing. But a woman like that thinks she's independent, but really she's a slave.
Yeah, it is interesting because, you take the entire reason why God created us so uniquely, right, was to birth babies and have babies and raise those babies into good people. And you look at what the left has decided to do with that. And if they can convince you to kill your baby before you actually have it, they will do that. Right. But if they couldn't convince you to kill your baby before you actually have it, they're going to make sure that you destroy your baby's psyche once it's actually here, Earthside. So it's maddening. I mean, our bodies were designed to have these babies. And I think it's a hard concept to comprehend, I think, for the younger generation. But I think as they start to get older and they start to learn more about the human body, and I think certainly when people start to actually have babies, when women start to have babies, they start to realize, holy this was all by design. This was not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that your body knows exactly where to shift your organs when you become pregnant, right? It's not a coincidence that all of these things work together to make sure that you can have room for your baby in the womb, that you can, birth the baby, that you can do all of these things. It's not a coincidence. It was by design. God created us uniquely to be able to have and raise these babies. And the left wants to just completely demolish that.
They want to take it away with this. They want to replace you with this. And boys, I know she's a married woman, so I'm not saying her specifically, but if you had to choose one of these to go to bed with at night, and I know, don't be naughty. Or not, I mean, literally.
Be naughty.
Who would you like to be in your bed next to you at night? That or that? Exactly. Exactly, the weightlifter, for sure. Sorry.
I was going to say,
It's like,
I hope no
give
one
me
says him.
Give me a noogie and like give me the headlock or what the hell?
You don't want to smell under his armpits.
Oh, so, I don't even want to talk about that right now. That's disgusting. But it's not just the only person too. Like the parents are doing this and they're erasing even the idea of like something as simple as like a doll. Check this out. This is video number 7. Now they now have non-binary dolls. So they're telling you not to buy your kid female dolls or male dolls, but to erase gender to allow them to build the gender of the doll. Watch this.
Using our new Barbie's Creatable World doll to talk a little bit about pronouns with my 4-year-old
Oh my
son.
God.
Propaganda with my minor.
All right,
4-year-old
and
son.
what pronoun is this dolly going to use? Is this going to be a he, a she, or a they?
They.
They're going to go by they? All right, let's find some clothes for them. What are they going to wear?
They're gonna wear this
They
and
wanna-
this.
All right, let's put that outfit on them.
Get the house out.
And are they going to have long hair or short hair?
Long
Because
hair.
look, they can have long hair or they could have short hair.
They can wear long hair.
Long hair. Okay.
The outfit I picked for them.
Wow, let me see.
And what a cute little kid too. You know what I mean? So
He doesn't-
precious.
He doesn't deserve this.
And and like he's just there's nothing wrong going on here. He's just a boy, and it's like get him a toy, and instead you decide to put your Marxist propaganda directly into his hands. You wouldn't give your kid alcohol. You wouldn't give your kid a cigarette. You wouldn't give him something that could physically harm him. You also wouldn't, expose your kid to pornography or things
Right.
that could sexually harm him. And you definitely would not talk to your kid about mind-altering things.
Can I just jump
Yeah.
in here and say too that the first thing that I noticed about this video is that this little boy automatically wanted to dress up the doll in little boy clothes and say that the doll had short hair. So again, like naturally, the little boy wants this doll to be a boy like him, but because the mom is like, what are the pronouns? Oh, he could have long hair if he wanted to. Also, side note, why is it always obese parents that do this? And I'm just saying, look at this hand. Look at the hand of this mom, okay? That looks like the hand of an
Hey,
obese woman.
You said you were surprised.
I'm just wondering, okay? I'm just wondering.
You do bring up a great point because just
Always fat people brainwashing their
That is
children.
not the point that I was gonna reference. But as far as children are. Like, there's a reason why the stereotypes exist because children are predisposed to just lean towards all of these things. Like, I have 2 boys, and my older boy, you realize when you have a child how predisposed they are because he constantly was gravitating towards dinosaurs, cars, all of these things that you think of when you think of a man. He was gravitating towards these things because he's a boy and that's just what they do. And you realize these things when you have children that it's just in their DNA that they automatically will gravitate towards these things. And they're pushing these kids not to trust their instincts, right? Not to gravitate towards what their natural instincts are. And I think it's sick. And I will just say too, I have no problem with like if he wanted to play with a Barbie doll that was a girl, I don't think that that's a big deal. But confusing him about the gender, I think is the issue. Like my son wanted one of those ride on horses, the little stick horses, and it just so happened that the one at the store was pink, and he was like, I really want this. And inside me, I was like, oh, I don't want to get you a pink toy, but I'm like, what the hell does he care? He was 4, so I was like, yeah, sure, you can write it. Did he think that he was a girl after that? No, he didn't, because I didn't tell him you're using this pink horse, so now that must mean that you're a girl.
A great philosopher once said that you can be 2 out of 3 things: liberal, smart, or honest, but you can't be all 3. At Slightly Offensive, we're smart and honest. And if you like this clip, head over to Slightly Offensive YouTube channel by clicking right here, where you can find new episodes of our show weekly. We're bringing you the topics, news stories, and angles that will have you saying, why the hell wasn't I subscribed sooner? Also, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel too.